and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of our weekly NFL picks. I am Chad M. alongside
0-3 Emily Nerland. My picks weren't that great last week, but
Well,
I'm
I
back,
did a little bit better. My record would be 1-2 or 2-1, depending on what number you got with the Philadelphia Eagles overall. So this year that would mean I'm either 4-2 or 3-3 going back to week one.
You're trying too hard now.
Nonetheless, people don't care about the past. All they want is what's going on this week. So let's get straight down to business here with our top selections. Emily, how about you lead things off?
I am leading with a stellar pick. I have Bills at Browns. I like them by more than a field goal because CJ Spiller has been my fantasy darling. He took my team out of the depths. He is running all over the place. You can't stop him because when he gets it in space, he is running all over these guys. Cleveland's outside linebackers are going to be no matchup for him. And if you're going to go Fitz against Whedon, you have to go with the maturity. They have no Joe Hayden. You have to go with the Bills this week.
And staying on the theme of short road favorites, we'll be moving over to the Detroit Lions, who will be my top play. And even though most of the time I'm a little bit tentative taking road favorites here, it's not a divisional game, and I believe that the talent discrepancy between these two ball clubs is definitely worthy of a big play on the Detroit Lions here. The bottom line here is this Tennessee Titans team is in absolute disarray right now. It's just as much a play on Detroit as much as it is a play against Tennessee. When Chris Johnson's coming out and saying that the offensive line isn't doing a good enough job giving him time and this team's all over the map, then how can you expect who's supposed to be the key part of that offense to do anything? Then you have Jake Locker, who's done absolutely zero, going up against a tough front seven for the Lions. Their one weakness is the secondary. I'm not so convinced Tennessee can exploit it. Stafford, Johnson, the boys, they're going to be throwing all over in not a revenge, but coming off a loss here. I like them laying the short price on the road.
I'm going to go for my second pick against the team I bet against and lost money on, the Falcons. I'm liking the Chargers at home by about a field goal, and this is why I don't think the Atlanta Falcons are coming. Short week, they're going all the way west. That's going to weigh on them. We're thinking that the Chargers are probably going to have Matthews back running the Brock. You're going to have Gates catching it. I just can't bet against the Chargers when their defense is looking that strong. Even though the Falcons have been looking good, you got to lay your money on the Chargers.
And my second pick will be a road team, which will be catching some points, which is the Cincinnati Bengals going up against the Washington Redskins. And yes, Griffin has looked pretty good in the first few games, no doubt about it. However, I'm still not sold on the rest of the team being all that great in terms of talent. And Cincinnati, I believe, has a couple more playmakers offensively. I don't think that RG3 is all that much better than Dalton right now. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis is running the football. I love the wide receivers that Cincinnati has with AJ Green and what's the other fellow's name that I'm forgetting? Their stud receiver. Anyways, yes, they're going to rack it up, especially now because Washington is missing two of their better defensive players, Rockpo and Kerrigan, and there's just so much pressure on them. The home field, starting the first game with RG3 in Washington, and anytime you're getting more than a field goal with a team that I think is equally as talented, if not more, sign me up with the Cincinnati Bengals.
For my final pick, I'm going to have to go with Cowboys, their opening game at home by at least a touchdown. I think coming off of playing against Seattle, which wasn't the most awful game, it got a bit rough. The roughing was kind of iffy at times. They are due for a bounce-back game. They're playing against the Bucs. The Bucs have no kind of pass rush unless they're blitzing. If they're bringing 5, their secondary is going to have all kinds of holes in it, and Romo knows what to do with that. Look for Miles Austin to be putting up major points. I think they're going to be getting a lot on the board on a major comeback for Tony Romo.
And my last pick will be a battle of two unbeaten teams. Who would have ever thought that one of them would be the Arizona Cardinals here, who are catching points once again on their home field. They've been an underdog every single game this year. They've won outright their previous two and obviously covered. And the Philadelphia Eagles here coming into town, 2-0 themselves, but barely getting by in those games. And I believe here that Arizona's defense is absolutely outstanding. It keeps them in the game all game long here. And when I look at Philadelphia and their turnover issues going up against that defense, I can see that continuing here this week. And I just don't understand how a team that's played as well as Arizona is getting more than a field goal on their home field. And if they were to lose this game, which I don't think is going to be the case, I really do believe they win this game outright at home, it isn't going to be by a wide margin. So grab all the points with this nice home dog for my final selection here in week number 3. So that pretty much wraps it up. We got our 3 picks. Hopefully you guys go out there and challenge us, and make sure to check out BetHubb.com. The link in the description is below in the video here, and we'll see you on the website making some wagers for this weekend's NFL games.